Hey guys, welcome to Girls Frontline 2. So we do have here the full kit for Voymastina. And let's start at her speed. I actually thought that she is going to be slow, but for 7 tile movement, that is actually decent for a mech. And her stability gauge is at 12. So let's check out her effects here. Some of them are unique to her, especially what she has here. We have Wolf Eye System. If an enemy within a 8 tile radius is about to move or before attacks, or when it ends their action, perform an instance of lock on attack, dealing AoE physical damage equivalent to 80% attack and ignores cover and 1 stability damage, 1 stability to all enemies within a 3x3 radius of the target. Okay, this effect can be triggered once per target per round, up to a maximum of 6 times. This is actually very nice. Ignores cover and +1 stability to all enemies, and it's within an 8 tile radius. Okay. So we do have action support for a kit. We do have extra action, extra command. We do have additional movement. It actually helps to have extra movement if you're a mech. Can move once but cannot use any other commands. Okay. Predation control. The next active attack ignores 50% of the target's defense, has a 30% increased crit and 25% increased crit damage. This is considered a buff and cannot be dispelled. By the way, guys, before I continue, we'll have a damage comparison later after discussing her kit, so that you have a big picture on how she's gonna be doing in the new meta coming in, which is gonna be the physical team. Okay, frightened. When the holder is attacked by Voymastina, reduces defense by 40. Yikes. This is considered a debuff and cannot be dispelled. This alone is actually big. This is a 40% reduction of defense. This is on top of whatever defense down that your other teammates have. Dismay movement is decreased by 1 tile, attack is reduced by 30, and stability damage dealt is reduced by 4, considered a debuff. She has stun as well. Coordinated hunting increases damage dealt and crit rate and crit by 10%, can be stacked up to 3 times. Considered a buff and cannot be dispelled. And she also has defense down too. This is actually going to be painful. So apart from frightened, you have defense down too. That's roughly 70% by those 2 damage reductions. Pursuer increases damage dealt by 45% and crit damage by 30. This is considered a buff and cannot be dispelled. Hunting rhythm, if this effect stack up to 5 times at the start of the next turn, triggers an instance of the passive effects of the Eye of the White Mastiff. This can be triggered once per battle, cannot be dispelled. She has quick barrier, movement up, which is actually nice. Probably part of her fixed key. She also has defense shredding. While dealing physical damage, if the target's defense reduction exceeds 100%, for each additional percentage of defense reduction, increased damage dealt by a certain percentage. This is considered a buff and cannot be dispelled. The percentage is as follows. Additional defense penetration. So basically, I don't want to discuss the numbers below, but for each additional defense reduction, there is an increased damage dealt by an equal, not really an equal amount, but an equivalent of that. So this is crazy. Her skill is concentrated on both spectrums, more on lowering defense and heightening your attack or damage. So she is going to be hitting like a truck, literally like a truck. So for her basic attack, Dread Ultimatum, this is your regular basic attack, 80% attack to it, and this is 1, but this has a range of 8 tiles. Howl of the from the Firmament. Skill AoE and support selects an enemy target within 8 tile radius and deals AoE physical damage equivalent to 120 attack to all enemies within a 3 tile radius. So it's an AoE passive. When enemies within attack range receive targeted damage from allies, perform an instance of action support, dealing AoE physical damage and 3 stability damage to all enemies within a 3 tile radius of the target. This effect can be triggered once per round. So with your Vertebrae 1, this is powered by it. Increased damage multiplier to 180% instead of 120. So increased stability damage dealt by 2 and increased area effect by 2 tiles. And the passive also changes. So the multiplier goes to 150% of attack, increased stability damage by 1, and increases area of effect by 2 tiles. This is crazy. Vertebrae 4, new effect is added for passive when performing an action support. Gains 1 stack of coordinated hunting. Fixed key, first one. Howl of the Firmament. So this one gains Quick Bear, and Fixed key 4 is gonna have if this skill or passive effect only hits one enemy, increase damage dealt by 20% and stability damage dealt by 2 points. Obviously for bosses, Eye of the Mastiff, this is I think her S2. Voymastina gains Eye of the Wolf Eye system for 2 rounds. Duration decrease at the end of the current round. After skill usage, gains extra command. Passive at the start of the battle deals physical damage equivalent to 100% of attack and ignores cover, and 3 stability to the 5 nearest enemies on the entire field. Voymastina is immune to all damage and fixed damage, lasting till the effects of the passive can be triggered. And for Vertebrae 3, there's an upgrade to the Wolf Eye system and the passive as well. So apply stun for the passive and dismay. And for the Wolf Eye system, increase duration by 1 round. Crazy. Then for the ultimate Pile Bunker, I've actually said a lot of things, and we're still, just finished on the S2. Pile Bunker, ultimate AoE displacement, selects a direction and deals AoE melee physical damage equivalent to 200% attack to all enemies within 1 to 2 tiles radius in the selected direction. After the skill usage, gains movement or additional movement. For the passive, gives an additional action support. Crazy. Vertebrae 2, before triggering the active or passive effects of the skill, increase attack for 10% for 1 round. Duration decrease at the end of the current round. Applies Frightened. This is another one that I like, the Frightened skill, because it decreased defense. Vertebrae 5, decreased damage multiplier to 300. Voymastina has Predation Protocol, increased attack by 30 before triggering the active or passive effects of the skill. Applies defense down for 2 turns. Fixed key is Pile Bunker, gains movement up to, I guess that's right, it's on a fixed key. Pile Bunker, after being attacked, next usage of the skill deals 15% more damage. Okay, and we're still not finished. We're at her passive. Her skill has a lot of features. This is a buff. Voymastina is immune to movement displacement and movement debuffs, does not receive protection from cover, but reduces damage taken by 30. As expected, when the stability is more than 0, reduces damage taken by 80 instead. When dealing physical damage, ignores 50% of the target's defense. After using attack skill or basic attack, increases Confectance Index by 2. If Confectance Index is at max, consume all of it and gains Predation Protocol. So what happens? So I've seen this one is ignore 50%, and plus from her other passive, Frightened is 40. And this is reduces. One is ignore. Sorry, reduce and ignore. Reduce and ignore. Reduce defense. So both of these are reduced by 30 and 40, and the passive is gonna have a Where is it? This is gonna be ignore. So that is why she hits like a truck. She has ignore and reduced defense. Oh my god. That is huge. Okay, so again, I'm not surprised why she is this powerful. And for her common key, attack +5 with dealing melee damage, increase physical damage dealt by 10% for 1 round. Duration decrease at the end of the current round. And let's not go to the build. So she has her weapon, AK-15. The alternative is Dazzling Sparkles, which is Yuzi's weapon. Okay, nice to know. But more importantly, guys, I've actually read this from Seiya. I was actually curious how come her damage is so big. So based from the full kit review, she reduces a lot of defense and enhances a lot of damage. That is why she's gonna hit like a truck. So for AK-15's potential DPS, Image 1, which is this one, we'll go to that later, with Yuhi, okay, V1R1 and Lainey, it's going to be, Lainey, however, is going to be V0R0. Image 2 is solo by herself, no supports. AK-15 at V6R1 by herself beats Klukai Corrosion team with Michti at V0 and Modkey and Lind at V0 by over 60k potential DPS. That is how big she can deal damage on her own, provided that, again, these are not scaled up. Lind is at V0, so this is kind of tricky to compare as well. If Lind was at V6, probably would have been a small difference because, again, AK-15 here is at V6R1. AK-15 with V1R1 Yuhi and V0R0 Lainey supporting her almost doubles the DPS of Klukai's Corrosion team. It's almost doubles the 60k. That's insane. So breakpoints is V0, V1, V2, V3, V6, and Sig. So, but most will probably go with V6 and see how big of a damage this, this character has. So let's take a look at the differences. So again, Image 1 is with a support team. The rest is with a solo. So if you look at 6+1, we'll just base it here. So it's a 1590 damage with support. Without support, it's going to be 1041. That's still very decent, by the way. And as you can see here, the comparison 416 is here. With support, this is 416's team. I would say take the biggest number here, which is 814. That is really that is double the amount with support. Without support, she still exceeds 814. So again, physical meta is real, and it's coming, and it's in CN coming to global. And for those who are or haven't prepared for the physical meta, you still have time. We still have Yuhi rerun coming, soon. So, if you're not a fan of physical team, I respect that. But I myself, I'm a big fan of the physical team, even way before AK-15 was released. The mechanic was the physical team's mechanic is unique enough that I was really banking on it, and look what happened. So what do you think of the physical team's damage output? Is it realistic? Is it over the top? Is it overkill? It's a power creep is really an understatement. I agree with Seiya here. It's an understatement, really. It's not power creep. It's more than that. So they might have some adjustments with other teams in the future as well, because I think this is the adjustment that they're making towards the Corrosion team. So probably more adjustments coming in the future as well for other teams. But for now, Again, guys, comment down in the comment section what do you think. Stay safe, take care. This is the Warden, and I'm out of here.